never planned on stepping in to raise my sister's 4 children, but over the past year, that is exactly what happened. My sister, Rachel, is a single mother. From the outside, I always assumed she was simply an overwhelmed parent, trying her best. She worked long hours, came home late, and constantly complained about how exhausting it was to manage everything alone. I felt bad for her, so I tried not to judge her. Then, one afternoon, the terrible truth finally broke through the surface. My 16-year-old niece, Lily, called me out of nowhere and asked if I could teach her how to cook basic meals. At first, I assumed she just wanted to learn a few fun recipes, but when I asked her why, her voice dropped to a quiet whisper. She confessed that her younger sister had been getting violently sick from eating old, expired packaged meals because there was no real food in the house. That phone call made my blood run cold. Lily was only 16, yet she was carrying a burden no child should ever handle. She was preparing every meal, helping with homework, cleaning the entire house, and looking after her 3 younger siblings, including a baby who wasn't even a year old yet. She was running an entire household while trying to be a full-time student. The sheer physical and emotional exhaustion was destroying her. Her grades plummeted, and by the end of the school year, she was forced to repeat a grade. Instead of waking up to her daughter's silent cry for help, my sister flew into a rage. She screamed at Lily, blaming her for being lazy and not trying hard enough. I could not sit back and watch her destroy that poor girl's spirit. I stepped in and reminded Lily that one difficult year did not define her future. I promised her that I would help her catch up. After that day, my house became a safe sanctuary for all 4 children. At first, it was just helping Lily with homework and teaching her how to cook. But soon, all 4 kids were coming to my kitchen every single day after school. They would sit at my table, tell me about their day, and eat warm meals. Sometimes, they just sat quietly, relieved to be in a home where no one was going to scream at them for simply existing. I tried talking to Rachel multiple times, hoping she would see reason, but every conversation devolved into the same emotional breakdown. She would cry and accuse me of not understanding how difficult her life was. I sympathized with her struggles, but I could not ignore that her children were drowning under adult responsibilities. Then, something happened that changed everything. Lily entered a national youth creative writing competition at her school. She wrote a story about a teenager struggling to survive in a home where she was forced to be responsible for everyone except herself. It was framed as fiction, but anyone who knew our family recognized the painful truth hidden within every sentence. Her writing was so deeply moving and raw that she won first place, earning a $500 prize and getting published in a youth magazine. I was overwhelmingly proud of her, so I accompanied her to the formal award ceremony. When Lily stepped onto the stage, she thanked her teachers, her friends, and the organizers. Then, she looked straight at me sitting in the front row, her eyes shining with tears, and said into the microphone, "And thank you to my aunt for being the mom I never had." The audience erupted into applause as tears flooded my eyes, but when I looked over at Rachel, her face was twisted into pure rage. The second the ceremony ended, Rachel cornered me in the lobby. She began screaming at me, accusing me of turning her kids against her, manipulating them, and acting like a saint just to humiliate her and ruin her family. I looked her straight in the eye and said, "I never wanted to replace you, Rachel. I just wanted your children to survive while you figured out how to get your life together." Before Rachel could scream back, Lily stepped between us. She looked at her mother and said softly, "Nobody is trying to take your place, Mom. We just needed someone to notice that we were drowning." For the first time in her life, Rachel had no excuses, no shouting, and no tearful playing of the victim. She stood there in complete silence. I do not know if Rachel will ever step up and truly be a parent to her children, but I know one thing for certain. Children should never have to raise themselves just because the adults in their lives are failing them. And as long as my nieces and nephews need a place to feel safe, heard, and loved, my door will remain wide open.